The unexpected discovery. The vast emptiness of space stretched out before Zara Chen as she guided her salvage ship, the rusty wrench, through a field of debris. The remnants of ancient battles and long-forgotten civilizations floated silently around her, each piece a potential treasure trove of technology and resources. Zara had been a salvage mechanic for over a decade, working the outskirts of known space where the big corporations didn't bother to venture. It was a solitary life, but one that suited her just fine. As she maneuvered through the debris field, her ship's sensors pinged, alerting her to a large object hidden behind a cluster of asteroids. Zara's heart raced with excitement. In her line of work, the unexpected was often the most profitable. "What have we got here?" she muttered to herself, easing the rusty wrench closer to the mysterious object. As she rounded the asteroids, Zara's breath caught in her throat. Before her loomed a massive structure, easily 10 times the size of her ship. Its sleek, otherworldly design was unlike anything she had ever encountered in her years of salvage work. The object was clearly artificial, its surface covered in intricate patterns that seemed to shimmer and shift as she watched. "Holy shit," Zara whispered, her eyes wide with awe. She quickly ran a scan of the structure, searching for any signs of active energy signatures or potential hazards. To her surprise, the scan revealed a faint power source deep within the object. Zara's mind raced with possibilities. This wasn't just some piece of space junk. This was a discovery that could change everything. She carefully maneuvered the rusty wrench alongside the massive structure, searching for a way inside. After several tense minutes, she located what appeared to be an airlock. With practiced ease, Zara donned her spacesuit and prepared for EVA. Her heart pounded in her chest as she stepped out into the void, the magnetic boots of her suit keeping her tethered to the hull of her ship. As she approached the airlock, Zara couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. The intricate patterns on the structure's surface seemed to follow her movements, though she told herself it was just a trick of the light. With trembling hands, she attached a portable power unit to what she hoped was the airlock's control panel. To her amazement, the panel lit up instantly, ancient symbols flickering to life beneath her fingers. Zara held her breath as the airlock slowly creaked open, revealing a dark corridor beyond. She switched on her suit's lights and cautiously entered the structure. The interior was a marvel of engineering, with sweeping archways and walls covered in the same shifting patterns she had observed outside. Zara moved deeper into the structure, her scanner picking up stronger energy readings with each step. Finally, she entered what appeared to be a central chamber. In the center of the room stood a towering figure, its metallic body covered in a fine layer of dust. Zara approached cautiously, her light revealing more details of the figure. It was humanoid in shape, but clearly not human. Its design was too perfect, too alien. As Zara drew closer, the figure's eyes suddenly lit up, casting an eerie blue glow throughout the chamber. She stumbled backward, her heart racing as the massive being slowly turned its head to face her. "Greetings, organic entity," a voice echoed in her mind, somehow bypassing her suit's comm system. "I am Sentinel 137, Guardian of the Zarkov Empire. State your purpose and affiliation." Zara swallowed hard, realizing she was face to face with an alien eye of unimaginable age and complexity. I'm Zara Chen," she stammered. "Human salvage mechanic. I found your structure and came to investigate." The Sentinel's eyes flickered, processing this information. "Human, I have no data on your species. The Zarkov Empire must have fallen long ago for such changes to occur." Zara's mind reeled at the implications. This Sentinel was a relic of a civilization that had vanished before humanity had even left Earth. The potential knowledge it held was staggering. "Sentinel 137, Zara said, finding her voice. "I'm not here to harm you. I'm a mechanic. Maybe I can help repair any systems that have degraded over time." The Sentinel was silent for a moment, its eyes pulsing softly. "Your offer is unexpected, My primary systems are functional, but many secondary systems have indeed degraded. If you possess the necessary skills, your assistance would be appreciated. Zara couldn't believe her luck. She was being given the opportunity to work on technology far beyond human understanding. I'll do my best, she promised. But in return, I hope you'll share some of your knowledge with me. The things you must have seen, the civilizations you knew, it could change everything for humanity. The Sentinel's eyes brightened slightly. A fair exchange. Very well, Zara Chen of humanity. Let us begin the restoration process. But be warned, the knowledge I possess may bring both wonders and dangers to your kind. Are you prepared for such responsibility? Zara took a deep breath, realizing that her life would never be the same after this moment. With determination in her voice, she replied, I am. Let's get to work. As Zara began assessing the Sentinel's systems, she couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. She had stumbled upon something that could elevate humanity's place in the galaxy, but at what cost? The secrets of the Zarkov Empire were about to be unlocked, and Zara Chen, a lone salvage mechanic, found herself at the center of a discovery that would reshape the future of her entire species. Little did she know, news of her find would soon spread across the stars, drawing the attention of both allies and enemies. The race to uncover the Sentinel's secrets had begun, and Zara was about to embark on the adventure of a lifetime. Awakening the Guardian, the hum of alien machinery filled the air as Zara Chen wiped sweat from her brow. For days, she had been working tirelessly to repair Sentinel 137's systems, each moment a dance between human ingenuity and incomprehensible alien technology. The central chamber of the ancient structure had become her workshop, littered with a bizarre mix of human tools and salvaged alien components. All right, big guy, Zara muttered, tightening a connection on what she hoped was a power coupling. Let's see if this does the trick. Sentinel 137's eyes flickered, a cascade of symbols racing across its metallic surface. Interesting, the A's voice resonated in Zara's mind. Your organic adaptability continues to surprise me. This solution, it should not work, and yet it does. Zara grinned, wiping her hands on her already grease-stained jumpsuit. That's humanity for you. We're too stubborn to know when something's impossible. As she worked, Zara couldn't shake the feeling that she was part of something monumental. The secrets locked away in Sentinel 137's memory banks could revolutionize human technology, medicine, and their understanding of the universe. But with each system she repaired, each fragment of knowledge she uncovered, a nagging doubt grew in the back of her mind. Sentinel, Zara began, her voice hesitant. I've been thinking. The Zarkov Empire, what happened to them? Why did they leave you here alone? The eye was silent for a long moment, its eyes dimming slightly. The fall of the Empire is unclear in my records. There are gaps, inconsistencies. I was placed in stasis to preserve vital information, but the reason for this action is not fully accessible. Zara frowned, sensing there was more to the story. Could it have something to do with these weird energy signatures I'm picking up? They don't match anything in my database. Before Sentinel 137 could respond, a piercing alarm shattered the quiet of the chamber. Zara rushed to her portable console, her eyes widening at the data streaming across the screen. Oh crap, she breathed. We've got company. Multiple ships just dropped out of FTL nearby, and they're heading straight for us. Sentinel 137's eyes flared bright blue. Threat assessment initiated. Zara Chen, I must ask you to make a decision. My primary directive is to protect the knowledge I contain. If these vessels pose a threat, I am capable of defensive measures. However, such action may conflict with your ethical parameters. Zara's mind raced. She had come here looking for salvage, not to get caught in the middle of an interstellar conflict. But as she looked at Sentinel 137, she realized she couldn't just abandon the AI or the incredible discoveries they had made together. Okay, listen up, Zara said, her voice filled with determination. We're not going to just roll over and let them take you. But we're not going to start a war either. First, let's try to communicate. She quickly patched into the local comm frequencies, broadcasting a message to the approaching ships. Attention unknown vessels. This is Zara Chen, independent salvage operator. The structure you're approaching is under my protection. State your intentions. For a tense moment, there was only silence. Then, a deep, gravelly voice crackled through the speakers. Human salvager, this is Captain Krovac of the Hegemony Acquisition Fleet. The artifact you have discovered belongs to us by right of ancient claim. Surrender it immediately, or face annihilation. Zara's heart sank. She had heard rumors of the Hegemony, a coalition of alien races known for their ruthless expansion and technological plunder. If they got their hands on Sentinel 137, the knowledge it contained could be used to subjugate countless worlds. Not gonna happen, Captain, Zara replied, her mind already formulating a plan. This artifact is a sentient being, and it's not going anywhere it doesn't want to. She turned to Sentinel 137, her eyes blazing with determination. I know we just met, but I'm going to need you to trust me. Can you interface with my ship's systems? The Sentinel's eyes pulsed rapidly. Affirmative. Your vessel's technology is primitive but compatible. Good, Zara nodded, grabbing her toolkit. Because we're about to pull off the greatest trick in salvage history. We're going to make them think this whole structure is nothing but a giant hunk of worthless rock. As the Hegemony ships drew closer, Zara and Sentinel 137 worked in perfect synchronization. The AI tapped into the rusty wrench's systems, using its limited sensors to create a massive holographic camouflage. Meanwhile, Zara reconfigured the ancient structure's power systems, channeling energy to create false readings that would fool the Hegemony's scans. Diverting power to external camouflage matrix, Sentinel 137 announced. Probability of success, 62.7%. Zara grinned as she made the final adjustments. Never tell me the odds, big guy. In my experience, impossible just means no one's been crazy enough to try it yet. As the Hegemony ships entered visual range, the ancient structure seemed to shimmer and fade, replaced by the image of a mundane asteroid. Zara held her breath, watching as the alien vessels slowed their approach. Human salvager, Captain Krovac's voice crackled through the comm once more, this time tinged with confusion. Our scans detect nothing of value at these coordinates. Explain yourself. Zara allowed herself a small smile before replying. Sorry for confusion, Captain. Looks like my initial readings were off. Nothing here but space rocks and stardust. You're welcome to take a closer look if you want, but I wouldn't waste your time. There was a long pause, and Zara could almost feel the frustration radiating from the Hegemony ships. Finally, Krovac spoke again. Your deception will be remembered, human. The Hegemony does not forget those who stand in its way. With that ominous warning, the alien ships began to turn away, their engines flaring as they prepared to jump back into FTL. Zara waited until they had vanished from her sensors before letting out a whoop of triumph. We did it, she exclaimed, turning to Sentinel 137 with a wide grin. How's that for human ingenuity? The Sentinel's eyes pulsed softly, an almost bemused tone in its mental voice. Your species continues to defy logical prediction, Zara Chen. This outcome was highly improbable. Zara laughed, the adrenaline of their close call still coursing through her veins. Welcome to life with humans, Sentinel. We specialize in the highly improbable. As the excitement of their victory faded, Zara realized that their situation had fundamentally changed. The existence of Sentinel 137 was no longer a secret, and it was only a matter of time before others came looking for it. We can't stay here, she said, her voice growing serious. The Hegemony will be back, and next time they'll bring more firepower. We need to find a safe place where we can continue your repairs and figure out what to do with all this knowledge you're carrying. Sentinel 137 was silent for a moment, processing this new development. Your assessment is correct, Zara Chen. My directive to protect the knowledge I contain can best be fulfilled by remaining mobile. I will need to sever my connection to this structure and transfer my core consciousness to a more portable form. Zara's eyes widened at the implication. You mean, you want to come with me, on the rusty wrench? Affirmative, the AI replied. Your actions have demonstrated that humanity, despite its technological limitations, possesses qualities that align with my primary directives. I believe that by working together, we can safeguard the legacy of the Zarkov Empire and use its knowledge to benefit the galaxy. A slow smile spread across Zara's face as the magnitude of this decision sank in. She had come looking for salvage and instead found a partner, a friend, and a mission that could change the course of human history. All right then, partner, she said, extending her hand towards the towering Sentinel. Let's get you packed up and ready to hit the stars. Something tells me this is the beginning of one hell of an adventure. As Zara began the delicate process of transferring Sentinel 137's consciousness to a portable drive, she couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. The galaxy was vast and full of wonders, but also dangers beyond imagining. With an ancient AI as her co-pilot and the legacy of a long-lost empire in her care, Zara Chen was about to embark on a journey that would test the limits of human courage, creativity, and compassion. The stars beckoned, full of promise and peril, and Zara, once a simple salvage mechanic, now found herself at the forefront of humanity's next great leap into the unknown. Galactic upheaval and the human factor. The rusty wrench streaked through the star-studded void, its hull vibrating with the barely contained power of its makeshift quantum drive. In the cockpit, Zara Chen's fingers danced across a hodgepodge of controls, a fusion of human ingenuity and alien technology that shouldn't work, but somehow did. Sentinel, how are we looking? Zara called out, her eyes fixed on the swirling cosmos ahead. A holographic display flickered to life, showcasing the sleek, miniaturized form Sentinel 137 had adopted. Quantum trajectory stable, Zara. However, I'm detecting unusual subspace fluctuations in our wake. It appears we're being pursued. Zara cursed under her breath. Ever since they'd left the ancient structure behind, it seemed like half the galaxy was on their tail. The news of a human salvager with access to long-lost Zarkov technology had spread like wildfire across the cosmic grapevine. Can you identify our followers? Zara asked, already plotting evasive maneuvers. Sentinel's avatar tilted its head, processing. Negative. Their signature is anomalous, unlike any known species in my databanks. A chill ran down Zara's spine. In their weeks of travel, they'd encountered everything from trigger-happy pirates to overzealous alien scientists. But unknown pursuers. That was a new level of trouble. All right, time to pull out the big guns, Zara muttered, flipping a series of switches. Sentinel, remember that crazy idea I had about using your quantum entanglement protocols to mask our warp signature? The A's eyes flickered with what Zara had come to recognize as amusement. The one you referred to as so insane it might just work. I recall it vividly. Yeah, that's the one. Let's give it a shot. As Zara initiated the experimental cloaking sequence, the ship shuddered violently. Alarms blared, and for a heart-stopping moment, it seemed like the rusty wrench might tear itself apart. Then, suddenly, silence. The starfield outside the view screen had changed. Where once there had been the familiar constellations of charted space, now unfamiliar stars twinkled in alien patterns. Ah, Sentinel. Where are we? The A's avatar expanded, projecting a galactic map. It appears our quantum leap was more extensive than anticipated. We've emerged in an uncharted sector of the galaxy, approximately 50,000 light-years from our previous position. Zara's jaw dropped. Holy Einstein's mustache. That's impossible. And yet, here we are, Sentinel replied, a hint of wonder in its synthesized voice. It seems your human penchant for the impossible continues to defy expectations. As the reality of their situation sank in, Zara couldn't help but laugh. They'd escaped their pursuers, all right, by accidentally discovering a new method of faster-than-light travel. "Well, partner," she said, patting the console affectionately, "looks like we've stumbled onto something big. Again." But their moment of triumph was short-lived. The ship's sensors suddenly lit up like a Christmas tree, detecting massive energy signatures all around them. "Zara," Sentinel's voice was urgent, "we appear to have materialized in the middle of something." The view screen flickered, and Zara's breath caught in her throat. Surrounding them was a vast armada of ships, their designs unlike anything she'd ever seen. Sleek, organic-looking vessels that seemed to pulse with inner light, arranged in a formation that spanned millions of kilometers. "Sentinel," Zara whispered, "please tell me we didn't just crash a party we weren't invited to." Before the AI could respond, a beam of pure energy lanced out from the nearest ship, enveloping the rusty wrench in a shimmering field. Zara tensed, expecting the worst, but instead of weapons fire, a voice echoed through the cockpit, not in sound, but directly in their minds. Unexpected visitors, the voice resonated, filled with a mixture of curiosity and caution. "You bear the touch of the ancients, yet your vessel is quaint. Identify yourselves." Zara and Sentinel exchanged a glance. This was it. First contact with an entirely new, clearly advanced species. The fate of humanity, and possibly the entire galaxy, could hinge on what happened next. Taking a deep breath, Zara opened a channel. "This is Zara Chen of Earth, and my partner, Sentinel 137 of the Zarkov Empire. We come in peace and are by accident. Sorry about that." There was a pause that seemed to stretch for eternity. Then, to Zara's utter astonishment, the alien voice responded with what could only be described as a chuckle. "Zara Chen of Earth," the voice said, warmth seeping into its mental tone, "your arrival is unexpected, but not unwelcome. We are the Luminoth, guardians of the cosmic confluence, and it seems you have stumbled upon our great gathering at a most fortuitous time." The energy field around the rusty wrench shifted, gently guiding the ship towards a massive, station-like structure at the center of the Armada. "Come," the Luminoth voice continued, "there is much to discuss. The echoes of the past stir, and the future trembles with possibility. And you, unlikely travelers, may be the key to it all." As the rusty wrench was drawn into the heart of the lunar fleet, Zara felt a mixture of fear and exhilaration. They had come seeking knowledge and adventure, but this was beyond anything she could have imagined. "Well, Sentinel," she said, a grin spreading across her face, "looks like we're about to boldly go where no human has gone before." The A's avatar flickered, its expression unreadable. "Indeed, Zara. But I caution you, the Luminoth were but legends even in the time of the Zarkov. Their intentions, and the power they wield, may shape the very fabric of the cosmos." Zara nodded, her expression growing serious. "Then I guess it's up to us to make sure that shaping goes in the right direction. For Earth, for the Zarkov legacy, and for every species out there just trying to make their way in this crazy universe." As they approached the massive Luminoth station, its surface shimmering with patterns of light that seemed to whisper ancient secrets, Zara Chen, once a simple salvage mechanic, now a cosmic diplomat, steeled herself for whatever came next. The next chapter of their adventure was about to begin, and with it, perhaps the next great chapter in the story of the galaxy itself, the cosmic confluence. The rusty wrench glided into a vast, shimmering docking bay within the heart of the Luminoth station. As Zara and Sentinel 137 disembarked, they found themselves surrounded by a breathtaking display of light and energy. The very air seemed to pulse with an otherworldly intelligence. "Welcome, wayfarers," a melodious voice resonated in their minds. A being of pure light coalesced before them, its form constantly shifting like a living constellation. "I am Elara, emissary of the Luminoth Conclave. Your arrival has sent ripples through the cosmic tapestry. Zara swallowed hard, fighting the urge to pinch herself. Thanks for having us. Sorry about dropping in unannounced. We're still working out the kinks in our, what do we call it, Sentinel? Quantum slingshot drive. An apt, if somewhat whimsical, description, Sentinel replied, its holographic form flickering beside Zara. Ilara's light form pulsed with what seemed like amusement. Your method of travel is but one of many mysteries you bring, Zara Chen of Earth. The fusion of human ingenuity and Zarkov technology, it is unprecedented, and it may be the key to averting a crisis that threatens all of existence. Zara blinked, caught off guard. I'm sorry, did you say crisis that threatens all of existence? Because I got to tell you, we just came here looking for a safe place to study some old tech. Saving the universe wasn't exactly on our to-do list. And yet, here you stand, Ilara replied, her form expanding to encompass them in a sphere of twinkling lights. At the cusp of the greatest gathering of sentient species the galaxy has ever known, the cosmic confluence. Images began to swirl around them, countless alien races, technologies beyond imagination, and at the center of it all, a pulsing dark anomaly that seemed to devour light itself. Whoa, Zara breathed, her eyes wide. What is that thing? Sentinel's avatar stepped forward, its eyes flickering rapidly. It appears to be a trans-dimensional rift, similar to theoretical models in Zarkov archives. But this is on a scale I've never encountered. Ilara nodded, her form dimming slightly. You are correct, Ancient One. We call it the Void Maw. It has been growing for millennia, consuming entire star systems. Our greatest minds have gathered here to find a solution, but time grows short. Zora's mind raced, trying to process the magnitude of what she was seeing. And you think we can help? I'm just a salvage mechanic with a knack for jury-rigging alien tech. Precisely, Ilara said, her form brightening. The Luminov have observed humanity's remarkable ability to innovate, to find solutions where none seem possible. And with the knowledge of the Zarkov Empire at your disposal, you represent a unique combination of perspectives that might just save us all. Sentinel turned to Zara, its holographic eyes meeting hers. The emissary's logic is sound, Zara. Our journey has led us here for a reason. Perhaps this is the true purpose of the knowledge I was tasked to protect. Zara took a deep breath, feeling the weight of countless lives settling on her shoulders. It was terrifying, exhilarating, and utterly insane. In other words, exactly the kind of situation she thrived in. All right, she said, a determined grin spreading across her face. Let's save the universe. Where do we start? Ilara's form expanded, engulfing them in a whirlwind of light. When it faded, they found themselves in a vast chamber filled with beings of every conceivable shape and size. Holographic displays flickered all around, showing complex equations and simulations of the Void Maw. Behold, the cosmic conclave, Ilara announced. The greatest minds of 1,000 species working tirelessly to find a solution. And now they turn to you, the unexpected variable in this grand equation. As all eyes, and various sensory organs, turned to focus on Zara and Sentinel, the human mechanic felt a moment of panic. But then she looked down at her grease-stained hands that had brought an ancient guardian back to life, that had melded human and alien tech in ways no one thought possible. Right then, Zara said, cracking her knuckles, let's get to work. Sentinel, start comparing that rift data with anything in the Zarkov archives. I've got a crazy idea involving quantum entanglement and good old-fashioned human elbow grease. As Zara began to explain her plan, a ripple of excitement spread through the assembled aliens. Here was something new, a perspective they hadn't considered. The Luminov had been right. Sometimes, the most complex problems require the simplest solutions, viewed through fresh eyes. For hours, Zara worked alongside beings with intellects that dwarfed her own, yet found her ideas welcomed and built upon. Sentinel provided crucial insights from the Zarkov archives, filling in gaps in the conclave's knowledge. Finally, as a nearby star rose, casting the chamber in a warm glow, Zara stepped back from the central holographic display. There, rotating slowly, was a device unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen, a fusion of Zarkov quantum mechanics, Luminov energy manipulation, and good old-fashioned human stubborn determination. "We're calling it the Cosmic Suture," Zara announced, her voice filled with equal parts exhaustion and pride. "It'll use the energy of the void maw itself to stitch the fabric of space-time back together. It's not pretty, and it's definitely not orthodox, but I think it'll work." A murmur of excitement rippled through the conclave. Elara's form pulsed with brilliant light. "Zara Chen of Earth, you and your companion have done the impossible. You've given us hope." As the conclave erupted in a cacophony of alien cheers and celebrations, Zara turned to Sentinel, a weary but triumphant smile on her face. "Well, partner, looks like we just helped save the universe. Not bad for a salvage mechanic and a refurbished robot, huh?" Sentinel's avatar flickered, its expression almost fond. "Indeed, Zara, though I feel compelled to remind you that the device is yet untested. The real work is only beginning." Zara laughed, the sound bright and full of hope. "Always the pragmatist, aren't you? But you're right. We've got a void maw to close and a universe to save. And something tells me this is just the start of our adventures." As the cosmic conclave prepared for the greatest undertaking in galactic history, Zara Chen, human mechanic, unlikely hero, and now savior of the universe, stood ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With Sentinel by her side and the combined knowledge of countless civilizations at her fingertips, she knew that no problem was truly unsolvable. The stars themselves seemed to shine a little brighter, as if aware that their existence had just been granted a reprieve. And at the center of it all stood a human and an AI, proof that sometimes the most extraordinary solutions come from the most unexpected place. The quantum gambit. The vast expanse of space walked and shimmered as the combined fleet of the cosmic conclave approached the void maw. At the forefront, the rusty wrench, now barely recognizable under layers of alien modifications, led the charge. Inside the cockpit, Zara Chen's hands danced across a bewildering array of controls, her face set in grim determination. "Sentinel, how are we looking?" Zara called out, her voice tense but steady. The A's holographic form flickered beside her, its eyes a whirl of data. "All systems nominal, Zara. The Cosmic Suture is primed and ready for deployment. However, I must reiterate the experimental nature of this endeavor. Our chances of success are..." "Don't you dare give me the odds," Zara cut in with a wry smile. "We're here to do the impossible, remember." As they drew closer to the void maw, the sheer scale of the anomaly became apparent. It was a yawning abyss in the fabric of reality, so vast it could swallow entire star systems. The edges crackled with exotic energies, sending out tendrils of void that threatened to engulf anything that came too close. "By the eternal stars," breathed Elara, her light form shimmering beside them. "I studied the void maw for centuries, but to see it up close, it's both terrifying and awe-inspiring." Zara nodded, her eyes fixed on the swirling chaos ahead. "Yeah, it's a real cosmic beauty pageant winner. Now let's close it up before it decides to accessorize with a few more galaxies." As they approached the deployment zone, a barrage of warnings lit up the rusty wrench's console. The ship groaned and shuddered, fighting against the immense gravitational forces threatening to tear it apart. "Hull integrity at 72% and falling," Sentinel reported, its voice unnaturally calm. "We are approaching the point of no return, Zara. Once we activate the Cosmic Suture, there will be no turning back." Zara took a deep breath, her hands hovering over the final activation sequence. This was it, the moment that would determine the fate of the entire universe. "No pressure, right?" "Elara," she said, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins, "tell the fleet to fall back to safe distance. If this goes sideways, I don't want anyone else caught in the crossfire. The lumen of the emissary's form pulsed with concern. But Zara, the chances of survival if you deploy the suture alone are a hell of a lot better than if we all get sucked into oblivion, Zara finished. Trust me, this is how it has to be. As the rest of the fleet reluctantly retreated, Zara turned to Sentinel. Well, partner, looks like it's just you and me now, ready to make history. The A's avatar met her gaze, its expression unreadable. Zara Chen, in our time together, you have consistently defied logic, probability, and the laws of physics themselves. It has been an honor to witness. Zara felt a lump form in her throat. Don't get sappy on me now, you big tin can. We've got a universe to save. With a deep breath, she initiated the deployment sequence. The cosmic suture, a dazzling fusion of technology from a dozen different species, unfurled from the rusty wrench like a blooming flower of light and energy. As the device activated, reality itself seemed to bend and warp around them. The cockpit filled with a cacophony of alarms as the ship's systems were pushed beyond their limits. It's working, Zara shouted over the din. The void maw is starting to close. But their victory was short-lived. Suddenly, a massive tendril of void energy lashed out, wrapping itself around the rusty wrench. Zara, Sentinel's voice was urgent. The void maw is fighting back. It's trying to pull us in. Gritting her teeth, Zara poured every ounce of her strength and skill into keeping the ship stable. Not today, you cosmic garbage disposal, she growled. Sentinel, reroute all power to the suture. If we're going down, we're taking this thing with us. As the void energy threatened to tear the ship apart, something extraordinary happened. The cosmic suture began to glow with an intensity that rivaled a supernova. Streams of pure quantum energy poured from the device, weaving through the fabric of space-time like threads stitching a torn garment. The void maw writhed and convulsed, its endless hunger finally meeting its match in the combined will of the galaxy's greatest minds, and one incredibly stubborn human mechanic. With a flash of light that momentarily outshone every star in the sky, the void maw collapsed in on itself. The sudden release of energy sent a shockwave rippling across the cosmos, tossing the rusty wrench like a leaf in a hurricane. As alarms blared and systems failed all around her, Zara's last conscious thought was a mixture of triumph and irony. They'd saved the universe, but at what cost? Then, darkness. An indeterminable time later, Zara awoke to the soft beeping of medical equipment. As her vision cleared, she found herself in a room that seemed to be made of living light, pulsing gently in time with her heartbeat. Welcome back, Zara Chen, came Ilara's familiar mental voice. The Luminov's form coalesced beside her bed. You have done the impossible. The void maw is closed, and the universe is safe. Zara tried to sit up, wincing at the effort. Sentinel, the rusty wrench. Your ship was severely damaged, Ilara replied, her tone gentle. But fear not. Our finest engineers are working to restore it. As for your companion, a familiar holographic form flickered into existence. I am here, Zara, Sentinel said, its voice warm with relief. Thanks to the Luminov's advanced technology, my consciousness was preserved. It seems we have both cheated death once again. Zara laughed, ignoring the pain in her ribs. Just another day at the office, right, partner? As she recovered, news of their incredible feat spread across the galaxy. The human mechanic and her AI companion who had closed the void maw became legends overnight. Representatives from countless species came to offer thanks and to learn from the unlikely heroes who had saved them all. But for Zara, the greatest reward came in quiet moments with Sentinel, planning their next adventure. They had seen the impossible, faced down cosmic horrors, and emerged victorious. What challenges could the universe possibly offer now? As she stood on an observation deck, watching alien ships of all shapes and sizes come and go, Zara felt a sense of limitless possibility. They had saved the universe, yes, but in doing so, They had opened up new frontiers of exploration and discovery. "So, Sentinel," she said, a familiar glint of excitement in her eyes. "Where to next?" The A's avatar appeared beside her, its expression almost mischievous. "Well, Zara, there have been some interesting anomalies detected in the Andromeda Galaxy. Perhaps it's time we expanded our salvage operation to truly intergalactic proportions." Zara's grin widened. "Andromeda, huh? Sounds like my kind of challenge. Fire up the rusty wrench, partner. We've got a whole new galaxy to explore." As they prepare for their next great adventure, Zara Chen, the human mechanic who had fixed an alien sentinel and saved the universe, knew that this was just the beginning. With Sentinel by her side and an entire cosmos of possibilities ahead, there was no limit to what they could achieve. The stars beckoned, full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled, and Zara was ready to answer their call, one impossible feat at a time.